Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Saturday. It is technically still Saturday at the time of this that I'm recording this. However, it is very late, and by the time it posts, it will probably be Easter. So I'll just go ahead and say Happy Easter to you. This is a late night tarot message on Saturday, March 30th. And again, by the time you see it, it will in fact be March 31st, 2024, Easter, aka Resurrection Sunday. I was thoughtful about just kind of like keeping to my own energy today and not posting, and I almost did it too. But something's just drawing me to the table, so I'm not going to be too long. It'll be a quick one if I can help it, and we'll get in and get out of the energy and get on with our Easter festivities. Or resurrective festivities. Hope you're doing well. I didn't say that, but I most certainly do, and that you're having an amazing weekend, and of course that you have an awesome Sunday in the spirit of the holiday, however you celebrate, if you do and if you don't, of course. All right, so let's see what we got. Wow, Judgment to start off. Okay, that's a big card to start. Talk about resurrection, right? Jeez, that's definitely that. Answering to a higher calling, having a second chance at life, or second chance to do something, complete something, coming to a final decision or closure about something. I feel like it's definitely much deeper with this Judgment card, given the spirit of the energy, the present energy. So we're not even going to linger. Let's just get right to it. And we're going to keep it real funky. Funky, funky, funky. All right. Let's see what we got. Two of Swords. Ooh. Oh, wow. Wow, hold on, what's over here? I wasn't even going to go over there, but now I got to. Let me take a pause. Let's deal with these two real quick. Judgment. And what is Judgment? That is Pluto, Capricorn here. It's definitely given like the end of because I'm getting this indecision here, but it could be I'm hearing poor decisions. So maybe yeah, it's the end of what's the word that I really want though? It's the end of a demonic hold on demonic interference that would put one in this position as the Two of Swords to feel untrustworthy, a lack of enlightenment to some degree, or some fearfulness of moving forward or making a sound decision on your own. Yeah, this projection of fear that would make someone stagnant. That interference is being judged and sentenced. Wow. I'm gonna keep going. I'm not even gonna go back. Let's go. Nine of Cups. Justice, yeah. Yeah, some people are getting free from diabolical interferences, and now we got judgment and justice. I'm hearing case closed. They're the feast of I don't even know what the hell does that mean? The Feast of Seven Demons? It's given that where some are being free, others are being bound. It's like this, the devil with his hand up is like he's waving bye to this Two of Swords energy, like, oh, I gotta back off of you now. You know, like it's been real. And now they're moving on to feast on other flesh. This is weird. We got energies that may have been overindulgent with the Nine of Cups. energies that have been exclusively materially focused with the King of Pentacles, and justice in the middle. Is like, this is the sentencing. And those that are being released or exonerated, that's what it is. It's some type of exoneration that's happening here with the Two of Swords. And there's like this spirit of unawareness or ignorance to some degree, because there doesn't need to be, it's like the spirit is kind of like averting the eyes of the innocent, so that they don't even have to or need to witness whatever this judgment and justice gets to be. Like, there's no need to even witness it. It's like none of your concern. All that, the only focus at this point is just on whatever this calling, whatever the personal judgment may be, and how that gets to be justified. But in terms of what happens otherwise, it's like, it's like this, like, Source doesn't want anyone unnecessarily to be affected or impacted or even have any impression of whatever this so-called feast gets to be. It's like feast or famine. Damn, I hear that famine real strong. So that's the end result of the Nine of Cups and the King of Pentacles. The justice of it all is some type of famine or malnourishment. And that could be in a very spiritual sense, that there's just like it's like a whole lot of cups, but ain't nothing in them. A whole lot of money, but no satisfaction. If even that, because it's giving me something more depreciated and depleted than that. But let's see what else we got going on. Whew. I'm getting out of here. In about, what, 4 more cards? Yep. This is some shit's going down. That ain't none of your concern unless it's your concern. If one of these wands don't have your name on it, then you need not worry your little heart. Be indifferent to, and if you do see it, maybe that's the thing. It's like, maybe there are some things that you won't help but be privy to in terms of word on the street, or maybe even maybe seeing things that are unfavorable. And there's this Two of Swords is now giving me like I want to say in order to be indifferent. And I don't usually use the word order, but there has to be some reason why it's imperative to maintain a position of indifference for whatever judgment gets to be across the board overall for anyone and anything, particularly outside of yourself, lest you get swept up into it some type of way, unnecessarily, certainly unjustifiably, or get distracted. I'm getting a swift justice here with the Eight of Wands. And it's not blind, it's very specific. It knows exactly where it's going. And it's like prescriptive is what I hear. And it's all fair, all balanced. Yep, mind your business, drink your water, tend to your own garden. What's coming to you for your sake, you deal with accordingly. Otherwise, indifference is key. Like there's something strong about that. Don't involve yourself. Don't try to be a hero right now. It's not the time for that. Oh, wait, what the heck? Oh, I had multiple things going, yeah, like don't try to be a hero. Slow down offer. I didn't even see that on top like that. That's weird. This is the difference of what it gets to be when you don't mind your business. Eight of Swords. Focus on you. That's too many. That's somebody minding somebody else's business with the Page of Swords. See, when the shit hits the fan, if people have the time and the energy, they may already be, as the shit may already be hitting the fan, looking around to see who's hit, who's affected, you know, and who's not. Meanwhile, that's not your focus. Your focus is the business that pays you. Literally minding your own garden with no duty of explanation or obligation to anyone outside of you. One more, Spirit. See, he's so busy over here, he's not even realizing what's on the other side of him, where his attention is not focused. And it's given that, like, you know, somehow there's an oasis of peace within the chaos. And everyone doesn't have the privilege everyone is just not going to have the privilege of that protection by way of their own peace of mind. So I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this. Do with it what you will. I think the main thing is that there may be some things that you may or may not bear witness to or hear about, see, have an intuitive nudge of, even of how this spirit of judgment is going to begin to execute in a very three-dimensional way. Not just the ideal anymore of judgment, but now the execution of that sentencing, whatever that gets to be. And it's not, obviously it's not all bad for everybody, because this Nine of Pentacles is doing just fine, right up under the Justice card. Even the Nine of Cups is technically in its own right a positive frequency of energy, to be spiritually sound and satisfied, to be materially sound and satisfied. It's just that where these two are placed in the energy I feel, I don't get that that's what these energies represent. I feel like they represent more of the adverse of those that were overindulgent and took advantage of their privilege, and those that may have abused their access to power and money and prestige. And universally speaking, that's the energy that's under judgment right now. And it's being reckoned with accordingly. And like I said, it's swift justice. So on the same token, it's judgment overall, as you can see, like, well, you can't see right now, but in that card, everyone is being awakened. Everyone, every being is answering to the call of the trumpet sound. It's just a matter of how justice plays out for each individual, but it's all happening under one roof, which is why I think it's important to stress that you stay centrically focused on however the spirit is calling you, leading you, guiding you, to account for the justice that unfolds in your life. And it's happening quickly, so you really won't have much time to worry about, unlike some others who just clearly are still not, missing the mark. You really won't have much time to be worrying about what's going on with other people, or much energy to spare to worry about anything else. But in some regards, it may be enough of a spectacle, or maybe astounding enough that you would want to take a peek or look, or maybe even stop in your tracks. But I believe that in itself is given the energy of like Lot's wife turning around and turning into a pillar of salt. to some degree. It's like, don't get distracted and stuck in your tracks worrying about the flames behind you. 8 of Wands. Whatever is being released, transformed, particularly by way of fire at this time, is divinely ordained. Everyone's having their own experience of transformation in some way, shape, or form. It's just that some may be more savory and favorable than others. At least perceivably so, let's say it like that. So just focus on you, worry about you, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Oh my God. Shocking events taking place. And the tower doesn't have to be bad news all around, but it is sudden, it is shocking, and it is a change that calls for adjustment. So imagine seeing a burning tower. It's like the Twin Towers on fire, and how people stopped to look and stare and watch to see what was happening next. They had no idea that they were about to crumble, which then caused another wave of chaos. Imagine if more people would have routed up out of Manhattan before that happened. There would have been much less casualties, even on the ground in a far distance from that tragedy, where years later people still had respiratory issues from the dust and the debris that they inhaled because they stood around and watched. They were the lucky ones on the outside looking in that had ample time, warning time, to leave. But obviously, as humans, it's our curiosity that often keeps us bound. So I guess that's the point here, that like, you don't even see it. You don't know nothing. You ain't see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. If it ain't you out the tower, or if it's not a direct threat to your livelihood or your well-being or your security and safety, I should say, then it's like, let me move on. Let me make sure that I'm in the most secure place to be, far away from the trauma and drama. And the best you can do is, if you even choose to, because it's not obligatory, but if you choose to, is to say a prayer for those that may need the strength or may need the protection or the guidance, whatever it may be. Because it's like, no more than people were standing around looking could they help the towers from crumbling or help whomever was still inside. It's nothing but a spectacle at this point. And unfortunately, it's a matter of fate and destiny. But where are you? And where are you being guided to? It's in the sense of an energy such as that, like, you don't have time to waste gawking at burning towers. Lord, what is this? The Lovers. Yeah, it's about a real power of choice here. Save yourself. That's what that's giving me. Look at the disparity between 2 falling out the tower and 2 in the freaking Garden of Eden, like like the 9 of Pentacles. It's like nobody can help where fate leads at this point. Decisions have guided us on a certain path, but where the chips fall is a matter of the personal power of choice and how that's been activated and integrated throughout your life with free will. Some people, on the day the towers fell, didn't come into work that day. Or they were running extremely late for some reason. There's so many stories like that where they were supposed to be there for a meeting or for this or for that, and for some reason, I even knew someone that worked in the towers, and she would have been there, but she had surgery, so she was home recuperating. Thank God. You know? And in the moment, you probably feel like you'd rather not have needed to have surgery, let alone to be recovering from surgery, but surely you'd rather not have been there on that day, you know? So it's like, you got to take the win where you can. Secure your own safety and security, and pray for the rest. But I hope this is not something on a more massive scale. I'm certainly not calling that into existence, because we certainly have had enough of that, you know. But I get the sense that it's more personal. Well, personal in the sense where everybody's own individual circumstance, more intimate circumstances, but universal in the sense that everybody's confronting something. It's just a matter of how so. My prayer is it's not on such a massive scale as like some disaster or attack or tragedy of some sorts. If so, I'm definitely speaking a word of prayer over that occurrence if it can be avoided or can be stopped. Definitely not getting in the way of fate or will or divine ordinance, but whatever gets to be to avert as much of a casualty as possible, let it be so. And for people to be awakened in their spiritual senses, to know, to that sensation of knowing, because I'm sure even those that didn't show up to the towers that day for whatever reason, or were held back, were held back in some way, like the lady I said that actually couldn't go because she was recovering from surgery. Some people probably had nudges that day, like, you know what, maybe I need to take a personal day, or I need to take a day off, or maybe I should just stay home or something. There was always something, I'm sure, that inkling in the spirit. And some had to listen by default, some did with no real rhyme or reason as to why, and some absolutely didn't. And I'm not saying that that's the case for everybody, because everybody's not that spiritually sensational to even be clear of what they're feeling and why, let alone to adhere to it or, respond. But in this day and age, and with leading with the Judgment card, there's a much greater sensitivity, spiritual sensitivity, at hand, probably than we've ever really dealt with in a long time, than we've ever had in my lifetime, I will say, where people are far more tapped into what they're feeling and not just dismissing their intuition, their nudges, that niggle, as they say. So I guess now would be the time to trust it all the more. I don't know what I'm speaking to. I don't know if it's global, national, local, intimate, personal. I don't know if it's anything at all to be worried about other than just the reality of the spirit of transformation, the process of transformation culminating in a powerful way, and that being very clear and evident in many ways by way of how individuals are wearing that that sentence. I don't know what other words to call it. Because for some it's very high vibrational, like I said, but there's polarity in everything. And there's certainly no way that I could sugarcoat that or override it with these cards. I don't know why it was so important that I had to come to the table for this message on this night, on this day, but particularly if you're going to be out and about for Easter, just be mindful of where you are and what you're feeling while you're there. And I would even say, honestly, especially building up to this solar eclipse on the 8th, that's probably a stable caution, word of caution up until then, if not even beyond that point. Some strong changes, swift changes are underway. And as I said, we're all sharing this realm together. So where it may be one thing for you, it could be something very different for someone else. You don't want to get caught in the crossfire or in the crosshairs of something karmic that wasn't even due to you. You want to be secure enough in your own energetic space to only be in alignment for what has your name on it and your energy signature attached to it. No stray bullets. And we avoid stray bullets, again, by minding our business, drinking our water, and paying attention to our intuition in the places and spaces and doing the things that we are. How are you feeling about that? Every word in the spirit right now is a word to the wise. So, yeah, I said I was going to keep it cute today. Yeah, certainly back to this top here with the Two of Swords. You definitely don't want to be in this position of distrusting. That's what this is. Like we call in judgment on that. Like that's it. You want to be in a very judgmental position of discernment, not in this space of fear, to trust your own energy, your own intuition. Like that's what that is now. I get that. as much as you may be centered and you don't even have to see much. It just, like I said, it could be intuitively that you hear something that you may be called to act upon or respond to. You may not have any evidence for what you feel, what you know to be true, but certainly it matters that you trust that intel. Even against projections that would make you second guess yourself or yeah. I would also say, and I don't usually impose my recommendations in such a way, but I keep hearing like to be sober-minded at this time as much as you possibly can be. Try to be clear of substances that may impair your judgment, your reactions, your discernment, your reflexes, you know, your visions, your senses, all of that. Like you kind of want to be all online at this time. I'm not saying it may not be a time and a place at another time and place, but right now it's given just say no. Or just don't overindulge, don't overdo to the point where you lose sensibility, particularly spiritually. So not too much wine and spirits for Easter. I wouldn't get too blazed. You want to be at your most functional capacity for a little while. All right, well, I'm going to leave that there. I can't say that I'm altogether too thrilled about how I'm leaving it. So I don't particularly feel a depth of closure here with this message, but like I said, I wasn't going to come at all, and here I am. So I know that if this is what it is, then this is what it is for a reason. So enjoy the festivities, enjoy yourself, enjoy your Sunday, doing whatever you're doing, however you're doing it. Just be mindful of your energy and protecting it at all costs, no matter what and no matter where. Okay? So anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Happy Easter yet again. Happy Resurrection Day. And until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.